Welcome back to Morning Live, and right now I want to deal on an issue that has been on the headlines for quite some time, I think 2 or 3 weeks or so. Just talking about the values of banking staff. And you see, when you talk about banking staff, we have different people who handle different responsibilities in an institution, but sometimes we are talking about inside jobs that are robbing off the banks, and it's something that indeed boils down to values. And with me in studio is Mr. Karan Thumbi from Mwananchi Credit Limited, will now be taking us through this whole idea of having that trust, having that the whole foundation of trusting someone who works in a bank, so that at least we don't have stories like this or suspected to be an inside job. What is happening in our banking sector? Karani, good morning. And good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we've heard about the recent issue and one of the banks which was robbed, or different ATMs and stuff like that. Of course, so many issues, just inside jobs, staff are involved in some very funny deals with either clients or even outsiders, but they know how the drill is with the banking institution. So what can you tell us about, from the values themselves, from the values to the people you're getting inside? How is it so far in the industry?
Nick, I think the recent happenings are quite unfortunate, and they are falling each other thick and fast.
Okay.
We were having one day, after 2 days you have another incident.
Yeah, sure.
That is very bad for the banking industry as a whole. Speaking of staff and inside job, I would not be in a position to say if really this was an inside job or not, but that cannot be ruled out, of course. But in terms of integrity, I think banking industry is ranked up there.
Sure.
Ideally, banking industry is what absorbs the best that we have from all aspects, from customer service to credit, all these departments. We are supposed to have the best. And integrity is something that we should not even be discussing it here, Nick.
It's true that,
It's something that should be basic. Because therefore, the whole concept of banking is you have the people, the population, believing in you to have safe custody of their money. So if your integrity is questionable, then we might as well question the whole industry.
It's true that. It's true that.
So,
So I think it boils down to recruitment, because now we talked about the values, you've talked about integrity. Do you maybe do some background checks of these people, and also even the background checks, the staff welfare? Sometimes people feel like I should steal from the company because maybe I'm not getting enough. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, Nick, what you're saying is right. We do not have a well-harmonized HR policy that you can say this is applicable to all the banking industry.
Sure.
So you have some banks that have very good HR policies. You have other circles or even microfinances, because the whole thing boils in the whole industry. Some are well thought out and well implemented, but we have others that we've had. They're not, they're not well thought out in terms of staff welfare. That can be used as an excuse by log employees. But I don't think at this juncture we should be discussing in terms of values. If you do a snapshot of values for every financial institution in this country, integrity, professionalism, you'll find across the board. Because that is the basis. So therefore, where else we are not yet there in terms of what we would want to see in terms of HR harmonization, that is not an excuse for inside jobs.
It's true that.
So to say.
It's true that. Now, you've mentioned HR policy, but when you leave aside the HR policy and all these matters surrounding integrity in a banking institution, are the welfare of this staff taken care of? Because this is not the first time we're actually getting to kind of have a problem with staff getting involved, not only in banking, so many places, actually. So do you think it boils down to welfare, or maybe just the values? What do you think?
I think sometimes we are a reflection of the society that we are living in, Nick. If you look at, we have a problem. Our government is trying to address the corruption problem. We can see the efforts. We can also see the challenges that it comes with. Remember, the guys that are being absorbed, they are products of our society. So some of these things you expect to see them.
Sure.
If we as a society agree to live in a way that some vices we agree
Yeah.
to stop doing them, we stop the greed, we stop the corruption, we stop all these other things, we will have a very good society.
It's true that.
If we have a good society, we'll definitely have very good employees, and even by extent, good clients, because even clients, the other side,
Yeah.
there are also risks involved.
Yeah. So do you think clients kind of woo staff to maybe sometimes go over the boundaries and commit such vices in the institution? Do you think some clients have a role to play in this?
Yes, I think so. It's common, I think. If a client realizes or they see an opportunity where if they collude with a client, they are going to have an advantage, they are basically going to try and rule the client.
Okay.
So we expect the staff. We expect the staff to be driven by professionalism,
Sure.
and to follow the laid-down procedures and policies.
We are in a tough economic time. Yes. Trust me, things are not good in this country compared to other years. And do you think also such things, of course we've talked about the welfare of this stuff and everything, such things you find, like in this country, for example, Bwana, you've seen some people even try to rob these money transfer vans, transferring vans,
Yeah.
and you see sometimes they escape with so much cash until they get overwhelmed, they are caught. Also, Barclays Bank the other day, sporadic attack on the ATMs. Do you think we are living in tough times when now the values actually erode our foundation as people in this country, and just we focus on now feeding ourselves? Our politicians are also the sport. They're stealing big time. So is it boiling down to the Kenyans?
I think so, and it's a sad state of affair, really, because we should not be here, really.
Okay.
We should live in harmony. We should live in a way that we believe in all good saying of better tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today it seems like everybody wants to grab everything today.
Yeah, sure.
Some people are grabbing even more than they can consume in
It's
2,
true
3,
that.
4 generations.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
So
it's true.
it's sad. It's sad for what is happening in the society. But all is not lost, Nick. I think we can make a decision.
Yeah, sure.
We have seen a bit of citizen reactionary. You've seen people refusing to board overloaded matatus.
Yeah.
We have seen people refusing to be overcharged.
Okay.
Those are baby steps towards what we hope. But I agree with you right now. We are in a society that is driven by greed.
Okay. Now, you are in a microfinance institution, that's Mwananchi Credit Limited, and we have a situation whereby the central bank is now concerned about bad debts in this country, and whereby now people take loans and they don't pay back in time or at all.
Yes.
But you see, for you guys, you work with security, you work with so much, and the institution is kind of getting stressed now. There's so much pressure. Interest rates also are kind of just blowing up day in, day out. So as much as we're talking about our society we're living in, theft, inside jobs and everything, look at what is happening right now in the lending institutions. The young people can't even access credit, because they have nothing, they have no collateral, they have nothing to show. So what do you think about solutions to such issues? Now, the fact that now we're in a situation whereby people are not able, like you guys, I'm very sure, if it's maybe, for example, asset finance, I'm very sure you recover so many cars in a month. It's because someone actually maybe has failed to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. How can people now play along and, of course, get out of this menace now?
Two items, Nick, you brought out. One is the issue of PAR, basically the portfolio that is at risk. Generally, it's a general concern for the whole industry. I have seen what the banks have reported. SACCOs are also struggling. Deposit-taking microfinances are also struggling.
Okay.
In our segment, because we are not deposit-taking, we also have issues. I think that boils down to how the economy is performing.
Okay.
If the economy is slow and not really performing well,
Sure.
these things would happen, because bottom line is we are all relying on business in one way or another.
Sure.
So if the business is not working, there will be a problem.
Okay.
Business sometimes even rely on climate.
Yeah.
We've had a long dry spell, and now it's raining.
Yeah.
We hope that would give an agricultural boost, which in effect would also, give something positive in the business.
Yeah.
But historically, there is no single time you would say that there are no defaulters. Whereas sometimes you can directly relate the default to some economic factors.
Yeah, sure.
Some other times you have people who just don't want to pay up
Yeah, yeah.
because of maybe their character or whatever they are trying to do. But in terms like this, where we know the reason is the economy, this is the time now to sit down and reevaluate your loan delivery mechanisms.
Yeah, yeah.
See how you can, like for instance, at Mwananchi, we sit down. Our products are actually custom made per client.
Okay.
So if we have a client who has been doing very well over time, now they are caught up in the economic slowdown,
yeah.
we would sit down and maybe restructure.
Okay.
Maybe what they need is a longer period, which would in fact mean lower installments.
Yeah, yeah.
We can structure these installments. They don't have to be necessarily monthly.
Yeah, yeah.
They can be doing small ones on daily
You can
basis.
do that?
Yes, or
Okay.
even weekly.
Okay.
So for the businesses that are customer oriented, all is not lost.
Okay.
Because this is when you need to be there for your client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's true that.
Yeah.
Wow. Even as we continue talking about this issue of integrity and values in our staffing, that's the bank staff in short. What can you say about the new staff coming into the banking system? Because now, as much as we have the old experienced people, we have this young tax who wants to learn more, who are also hungry to make it very quickly in life, who also just they want quick fix, They want quick fix actually. So have you maybe tried to even talk to them, the marketers, all those people who are actually coming in, sales? Do you think there's so much in a rush? That's why they kind of make deals with these people outside. What do you think about now this lifestyle pressure?
Wow, yeah, that's a serious thing that we have as a country. I don't believe this only affects the banking industry.
Yeah.
I think it is across the board.
Okay.
We have young people who are tech savvy, who are ambitious to some extent of ambitious. They want things to happen today.
Yeah.
They want to have, that big car today.
Yeah.
They want to, have that good life today.
Quick fix.
And we can see what is happening now. You can see there is an upsurge in gambling.
Yeah.
Because, when they see one guy winning millions,
Yeah, they also want to win.
they also want to win.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a challenge. And if you even go back slightly to the ones who are in the university today, you can see what is happening.
It's true.
Riots everywhere now. There are these killings we are seeing every day. There is lack of patience. There is our young people want this get quick kind of schemes.
Yeah.
And that is a potential for fraud.
Okay.
Because if these guys now come and they are working for the financial institutions and they are seeing this cash flow every day, and then somebody gives them an idea on how to go to take it, they would sometimes even stupidly, because
It's true that.
it's not easy. Banks or financial institutions, they have stringent controls, they have systems they've put in place, very expensive ones and very thorough. You will not just go in there and just walk away with the bank's money. So sometimes these guys are caught every day and they are losing jobs. Very bright minds, very young guys, but there is general lack of patience. And I think it is something that we need to talk as a country.
Okay.
We need to have a conversation with the young people. We need to show them that. And I think that this also comes to you, Nick, as the media people, because
sure.
what you are throwing out there as success is not necessarily success.
Yeah.
And that's what is happening. Look, even politically, when we go to the election, the guy with a lot of cash is the one who takes the risk.
You tax it, sure.
And we are painting that kind of thing that as long as somebody has a lot of money, regardless of where they got the money, they are successful.
Okay.
I think we need to have a national dialogue on that. We need to sit down with our young people. We need a lot of mentoring.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of, like, for instance, in Mwananchi, what we do, we have a training program where when these guys come in through the entry level, they are taken through training. And this training largely covers mentoring, because you want to show them the truth. You want to show them that you do not just get into a job and within a year you're driving a big
V8.
a V8.
You're hungry for this. Anyway, it's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah.
So I think it's something we need to talk to, and again, you guys also should be able to. While you are, it's good to bring people who are successful.
Yes, yes.
Let's do a bit of background check. Let's see, is this genuine? Is this what we would want our people to emulate, to really emulate? And if we do that by projecting people who are actually have morals and they have integrity as successful people, then our people will have role models to take up.
Absolutely, it's true that. Now, as we're ending this up, maybe you can demystify the talk in town that, people think when money is stolen in the bank, is their money. Now, to talk to us briefly as we're ending up about now how the money is insured and just people should actually feel safe in case there's such burglary.
Our banking industry has come a long way. I think we have one of the best in East Africa, if not by extension the whole Africa. We have well-read systems, we have very good law, we have a very functional central bank, and our banks, the banks that are licensed up there, that are allowed to operate, they go through thorough vetting, and they do a lot of reporting. Most of it is actually done on a daily basis. So the public should be comfortable with the current banks that we have. And we have seen what the regulator is doing. If there is a problem, the regulator is the one moving fast. They're moving faster than even the clients. So I think we have nothing to worry about in terms of our banking industry. In terms of safety of the cash, insurance, I mean, banks are largely insured. We have deposit, we have an insurance, we have that covers deposits. So in case it happens like what happened recently, nobody will lose their money.
Absolutely. Unless now that bank is going down in terms of now,
Even if they did, people don't actually lose their money. There could be, it may take a process for you to receive your money, but eventually you do not lose your money. You do not. That's why it is important to work with the fully registered banks.
Thank you so much, Bwana Karani, for coming once again. Really appreciate your sentiments. And for guys out there, please don't feel kind of a bit insecure about your money. It's very safe. So when something happens, just make sure you can, of course, consult your bank. But still, for the young people, let's have patience, because now our time will come.